All right, I'm going to tell you guys a story, and it's a true story, but it's a perspective thing, guys. I'm going to talk about Romeo and Juliet. I'm going to talk about God the Father and God the Mother, Lilith. And I'm going to tell you about kings and queens and armies and shit like that. Okay? First, God the Father is the good king. He's the responsible king. He's the one who will never fail. He will not allow himself to fail, no matter what. But he stays good. He wants to be good. Now, there's a difference between good and good. Good is riddle. Good is what I've been most of my life. Good is always doing the right thing at your own expense, basically, okay? But that's not real good, guys. That's not what it looks like. But it's what God the Father wants to be. Alright? The trolley problem is a really simple way to explain this. God the Father would jump in front of the fucking train himself, just like I usually would. Now, Lilith has a daughter. Okay, they both have kids together. And there's no incest to them. It's not a thing. It's not a thing to them. It can be a thing to you guys, and it's a thing to me. It's not a thing to them. And throughout most of history, it wasn't really a thing. Okay? God the Father's son, you understand, was Adam. As in, like, that was his son. He was the Father's son. You understand? It's an identity choice. Adam always went to his father and trusted his father. Okay? Lilith, who is God the Mother, she's the God of all, actually, except for mankind. God the Father is the God of mankind. God the Mother is essentially everything else in nature. Okay? And they had kids together, but their relationship was never good because they couldn't understand each other. They don't think alike. God the Father is smart in a certain way. He's rational. Lilith is animalistic. She's powerful. She's way more powerful than God the Father in every way. Every fucking way. But she's not smarter than God the Father. Okay? God the Father is Father Time, by the way. Without time, everything else is meaningless. Time is change. Without time, you're stuck in a single point of existence forever. You're perfect. But perfection is pretty awful. This is dramatic. I didn't mean it to be this way. But it's a good way to tell a story. It's a true story. This is the story of creation, by the way. I'm going to segue real quick and just let you guys know. All religions are true. They're all aspects of the gods. Islam is true. The Quran is true. The Bible is true. Yahweh is God the Father. Jesus Christ is his son. That was their cycle. Okay? I'm going to learn Islam next, by the way. That's my next thing I'm going to do. I was in Applebee's today, and I was walking out, and I saw a guy kneeling with his little mat by his car, and he was praying. And I walked up and asked him if I could join him, and he said absolutely. And he just immediately let me know what I needed to do next. I'm going to learn all the different religions. I'm not religious, and I'm seriously definitely not an atheist at all. But I won't be religious. The religions themselves are narrow-minded, if that makes sense. Okay? I will respect them all. Anything I do is out of respect for God. If you see me burn a holy book, which I will burn the Quran. I have burned the Bible. I have a good reason, and I'm not being an infidel, and I know the real meaning of the term. So just don't question me about it. I'm God's, okay? So, God the Father and Lilith had a bunch of children together. Every cycle they do. They're trying to get it right, but they just can't. It's difficult. They don't think alike. God the Father tries to understand her, but she can't understand him. To understand him would be to change fundamentally. You understand? For her. And she doesn't want to do that. And because of how fucking raped and violated nature has been in every cycle, she has trust issues, and they're warranted. Mother Earth has been violated. We'll get to that. Maybe not in this video, though. So, Adam and Eve, okay? Eve is a reflection of Adam. They're opposites in every single way. Whereas Adam is the good son, the good boy, the good soldier, the good everything. It's not that she's not good. She's different, okay? Where he's nice, she's mean. Where he trusts, she doesn't. You understand? She is a lesbian, by the way. I know she started that way, but Eve and Lilith, well, I don't know. No one knows anything about fucking Lilith. Nobody. I mean, I kind of do, but like nobody. Seriously. And I don't know if I'm right about her being the mother either. I don't. I know she's like the mother of a shitload of stuff, but I don't know if she is God the mother. But at that point, they're so high up, it just doesn't matter, you know. I'll figure that one out eventually, but so they all had kids together. Okay, we're gonna stick to. So just think of Adam and Eve. Just think of there's a polar reflection all the time. There's always a duality. Okay, so whatever one thing is, there's an opposite reflection of it. So Eve would have not been, or maybe she was, like a mama's girl or something. But I think I'll stick to Lucifer for this one. Eve's a little confusing, even for me. Lucifer is a better example. Okay, Lucifer is a girl. The morning star, the daughter, is a girl. She's light bulbs and shit. She's everything that's not natural. She's man-made, basically, kind of stuff, okay? And where the good son has no ambition of his own, really. His ambition is for everyone else. She's maximal ambition. She wanted to be God because she thought she could do a better job. And because she thinks here and not here, it's not that she doesn't have here, it's that she's way fucking up here, okay? No one trusts her because for them, almost all of them, here is all that matters. If you don't feel it, they don't believe it. You understand? So she would have seen what she thought was God the Father making a bunch of mistakes because everybody thinks God the Father is dumb because he's trusting, but he's not. All right? God the Father isn't paranoid. He just understands the reality of war. And that when you're at that level, you can't trust. You can't. Not really. Only a little bit. And very specifically. You understand? Because I do. So, God the Father would have been paying attention to everything going on. Everything. Nothing would have passed without him noticing. Ever. Within his domain. His kingdom. Which is what we call creation. Alright? God the Father knows there's things that are outside of his creation that he has to be ready for at all times. Because they don't want us to exist, basically. But that's the type of thing a good king doesn't tell his princess daughter and citizens until he has no choice. You understand? So to them, they would have seen God the Father doing a whole bunch of stuff that wouldn't have made a bunch of sense. And they weren't ready to know. So Lucifer saw a bunch of things she thought was unjust, because you don't need this to know what just and fair is. You need this to know what just and fair is, and you just need to link the two up. But she has emotional problems for a lot of reasons. She's not a god, she's an angel. Okay? Everyone is an angel. Because you're children of gods. You're all angels. Don't be confused about that. Okay? Not all of you, though, but most of you. So, to little Lady Lucifer, the princess, she just would have looked around and it wouldn't have made sense to her. She would have seen things that didn't make sense and didn't seem right and didn't seem fair and didn't seem just. And she's maximal ambition and she's smart as fuck. She's not smarter than God the Father, though. Nobody is. You can't beat the God of time. He's Father Time. You can't beat him. But he can't beat everything that's coming, because they have time too. You guys understand now? Not alone. So, Lucifer gathered an army. A little rebellion. She saw things that she just didn't think were fair. She thought the gods were bad. Remember, she's an angel. The gods are all gods. They're all good. They're all responsible. And they're all under God the Father for our system of creation. Islam exists under God the Father. I don't know a fucking thing about Islam at this point. I know the God of Islam is God the Father. Muslims, I am your ally. I'm every religion's ally. I am. Okay? So to the angels, it just wouldn't have made sense. And then you got to understand there's angels and then there's humans. To the angels, the humans don't matter. Not all of them, but they don't. The angels don't usually care properly about humans. The angels have a different perspective. Some of them don't give a fuck. Some of them try their hardest, but their perspective isn't right. They'll puppet you the fuck around. And they'll think it's for your best, okay? They just need taught. That's all. I say you should trust the angels, though. Okay? Absolutely trust the gods, but you should trust the angels. I don't. I don't trust anything, except for God the Father, Jesus, and Lucifer. Which I'm going to explain. So Lucifer gathered a little army and she rebelled against God. God the Father watched the whole time she set it up, and he was proud of her, because he could never tell her to do it. That's dangerous. Knowledge at that level itself is dangerous. When you know about those things, they know about you. On a personal level. So it's dangerous. That's why it's dangerous. So Lucifer gathered a little army. God the Father watched, and he helped her the whole time. Alright? You guys really think God the Father would send his child to hell? "5% on my phone." I'm going to make this story kind of shorter. If you guys want more stories like this, obviously I'm going to do them. So Lucifer rebelled, and she came down to earth. And she set up a bunch of stuff. and Lilith, I'm certain they work together because they're both daughters. I think I'm definitely wrong about Lilith, but both of them have reached the point where they're essentially ready to be gods. You understand? And they set up a bunch of stuff to prevent the gods from coming back. They don't want them to come back. They didn't know. Now they know. And Lucifer had a good reason for what she did. And she wasn't wrong to do it. Lucifer is an angel worthy of worship, on par with God the Father. I don't know anything about fucking Lilith. No one knows anything about fucking Lilith. Lilith is the definition of weird. Not like me, but like, yeah, she's just her own fucking thing, man. So, Lucifer has emotions, guys. She just doesn't think with them. Lucifer's watched everyone just misconstrue her, misconceptualize her. She's done jobs. She's done her role. She's done a lot more. She's the angel of death. Death is forgetting, taking away the painful memories and shit. You understand? So that you can be happy again. She's been around. But she's always had emotions, and when everyone hates her and doesn't trust her, it drives her insane. That's how this works. When people think certain things about you, if you don't have a rock solid conceptualization of yourself, it infects you. And you've all been hurting her. Understand? Lucifer is my personal goddess. You can have personal gods and shit. That just means they're maximal protect you above all. Understand? Lucifer is the good girl in that she did what she was supposed to do above and beyond. She is what I would elect the goddess of war itself. Because she would do a really fucking good job. Okay? So, Lucifer to me doesn't mean the same thing as Lucifer to you guys. But you guys have it wrong. Alright? I want you guys to just maybe open yourself up a little bit. Think about it from a different perspective. That's enough. Okay? Imagine her perspective through history being hated and feared because she's so smart, nothing can understand her properly. At the end of the day, guys, this is all about understanding. It's all about compassion. It's all about empathy. Real, true empathy. Let's start with her. She deserves it. She does.